Hi guys, I thought that today I would start a new series of videos called Bookish Quotes. Now, I've read about 5 or 6 books, and along the way I've made notes of different quotes that I feel resonate with me, and I would like to share them with you. So when I get to 10 quotes, I'll do a new video as part of this series. So it really depends on how fast I read the books, and I will do my best to get through them, as quickly as possible, also at a speed that I can digest the stories and really take them on board. I'm going to put something together that's a little bit different for non-fictional books, but the fictional ones I've read, I've currently now got 10 quotes, and they're not in any particular order, I don't think, but this is the list. So there will be spoilers, because of obviously some of them are from the end of books, they're from all over the place, and also you really need to know the contextual situation that they've been used in. So do be warned, if you've checked out my Goodreads page, you'll know which books that I've read on this journey. So do quit the video now if you don't want any spoilers. But on with the list. From Lord of the Flies by William Golding. Piggy near the end of the story is protesting against Jack's hunters and so on, as order begins to crumble. And the quote is, "I got this to say, you're acting like a crowd of kids." And I just thought that this, when it was used in the book, just seems so ironic in that they are all kids, and Piggy's protesting that whilst he is like the most mature child on the island, the way he says it to the rest of the kids, when actually they're just behaving as they would. I thought that was quite important. Number 2, from 1984 by George Orwell, the slogan of the party that's world famous: "Who controls the past controls the future. Who controls the present controls the past." And that, resonates massively, because the party try and, change history by deleting people, removing people from society. They disappear and are never seen again. History's changed. This is Winston's job, is to rewrite articles, totally change the order of things. With the media, newspaper articles get changed, and that's just the power of that statement. The next one is from Dalton Trumbo's Johnny Got His Gun. I thought this one was very emotive to me. He thought, "Here you are, Joe Bonham, lying like a side of beef for the rest of your life, and for what? Somebody tapped you on the shoulder and said, 'Come along, son, we're going to war.' So you went. But why? In any other deal, even like buying a car or running an errand, you had the right to say, 'What's there in it for me?' Otherwise you'd be buying bad cars for too much money, or running errands for fools and starving to death. It was a kind of duty you owed yourself, that when anybody said, 'Come on, son, do this or do that,' you should stand up and say, 'Look, mister, why should I do this? For who am I doing it? And what am I going to get out of it in the end?' But when a guy comes along and says, 'Here, come with me and risk your life and maybe die or be crippled,' why then you've got no rights. You haven't even got the right to say yes or no, or 'I'll think it over.' There are plenty of laws to protect guys' money, even in wartime, but there's nothing on the books that says a man's life's his own." And just the frantic way that he's saying that he says that in the book. Obviously the guy's trapped inside his head, so his thoughts are coming thick and fast. It's frantic, frantic, frantic. And he's basically questioning the whole point of going to war. Number 4, George Orwell's 1984 once again. "The object of waging a war is always to be in a better position in which to wage another war." So a state of perpetual war, and you can perhaps say that in our current society we are in a state of perpetual war. I know that in my lifetime, you're talking since 1988, the UK and definitely the US has been at constant war for that period, and it's just uncanny how Orwell was able to prophesise that happening. Number 5, another one from Dalton Trumbo, Johnny Got His Gun. "How could you believe or disbelieve anything anymore? 4, maybe 5 million men killed, and none of them wanting to die, while hundreds, maybe thousands, were left crazy or blind or crippled and couldn't die no matter how hard they tried." I think that explains itself, that quote. Number 6, a very famous quote from Atticus Finch in Harper Lee's To Kill a Mockingbird. Atticus speaking to Scout, his daughter. You never really understand a person until you consider things from his point of view, until you climb inside of his skin and walk around in it. And this quote for me is paramount, because if everyone in the world just thought of that, thought about other people's perspectives, other people's situations, what they have to deal with in their daily life, then I think the world would be a better place. Number 7, another one from To Kill a Mockingbird. And this is Harper Lee narrating the story. Robert Ewell takes the stand. All the little man on the witness stand had that made him any better than his nearest neighbours was that if scrubbed with lye soap in very hot water, his skin was white. And that's basically everything boiled down to in that society was the colour of your skin, and that had a dramatic impact and still does in the United States. The issue of race is massive still, and still has, very, very pertinent connotations at the moment with the recent instances that have gone on. Dalton Trumbo in Johnny Got His Gun once again, but it's from the addendum in 1970 of the book at the very start. It's not in the book, but I thought it was powerful nonetheless. An equation: 40,000 dead young men equals 3,000 tons of bone and flesh, 124,000 pounds of brain matter, 50,000 gallons of blood, 1,840,000 years of life that will never be lived, 100,000 children that will never be born. The last we can afford. There are too many starving children in the world already. Number 9. A quote from Manuel Garcia O'Kelly in The Moon is a Harsh Mistress that I recently read. Like a perfect dinner, a revolution has to be cooked so that everything comes out even. And the last one I'm going to read from The Moon is a Harsh Mistress, page 302. Gospodin President, question of information. You said no involuntary taxation. Then how do you expect us to pay for things? Tanstaffel. Goodness me, sir, that's your problem. I can think of several ways. Voluntary contributions just as churches support themselves. Government-sponsored lotteries to which no one needs subscribe. Or perhaps you congressmen should dig down into your own pouches and pay for whatever is needed. That would be one way to keep government down in size to its indispensable functions, whatever they may be. If indeed there are any. I'll be satisfied to have the golden rule be the only law. I see no need for any other, nor for any method of enforcing it. But if you really believe that your neighbours must have laws for their own good, why shouldn't you pay for it? Comrades, I beg you, do not resort to compulsory taxation. There is no worse tyranny than to force a man to pay for what he does not want, merely because you think it will be good for him. Okay, I hope you enjoyed those 10 quotes. I'm going to be compiling another list as I work through my books. I haven't thought yet about which one I'm going to do next. It's probably going to be another fictional work. I've currently got 3 books on the go that are more personal development and history, so I need to pick another fictional book to start, and it's probably going to be another Heinlein novel, but I've not yet made my mind up. So I'd love to know your thoughts about each of these quotes, if they've got any relevance to you. That I would be keen to hear that. But other than that, thank you for tuning in again. I know it's been a while since I've uploaded much, but hopefully I'm going to upload a lot more moving forward. So again, thank you, and I'll see you next time.